Hello, welcome pen friends. Welcome to day 7 through 12 of the Diamine Inkvent for 2022. And special thank you to Marilyn for sending the samples of this year's Inkvent. I wouldn't be doing this if it wasn't for them for sending the samples, and I really appreciate it. So the 6 we're going to talk about are right here. It goes from here, from Alpine, all the way to today's, which is Memory Lane. Let's look at them real quick in the tile form, and then we'll go on into my ink journal. So day 7, we had this beautiful and kind of unusual ink where it kind of fooled me. I don't know if it's supposed to be green. I think so, but it's got a lot of beautiful shimmer. So we'll get into the ink journal and look at chromatography and splatters and all that. And then the next day we had Jingle Berry, a beautiful magenta that I did end up putting in a nib. I ended up putting that in my TWSBI VAC 700R Iris, and it just seems like a really nice fit for it with a broad nib. That is the first of these that I've inked up because I've been trying to use my little serendipity with, it's got the regular fountain pen feed and nib, to kind of save on having, I've already got so many still inked up. I've got more than a dozen inked up from all my other tests, so I've been sticking with that. But this one really, that's in my color family, and we will look at the color comparison on that ink. And then the next day was a beautiful red that kind of reminds me of a red-orange when you get into it. It's Cardinal, beautiful. Then the next day, a dusted Truffle, which you can tell it looks a lot different down here than when you get to actually see all that beautiful shimmer. Woo! And it, you know, the shimmer's got different colors. It's really gorgeous. Okay, and then next up, Appletini, which is in my one of my favorite color families, is that lime green, but I'm really stuck on Colorverse Supernatural because it has a lot of readability. So, but I like this one too. And then Memory Lane was today, or this morning, you know. I'm still kind of writing with it. This pen still has it in it, the little serendipity. And it's, you know, it reminded me of a lot of different inks, and that is the other ink panel we're going to do. Because even though some of those are not shimmer, there's quite a few inks that it reminded me of, and this is gorgeous. Not sure that I'm going to be totally satisfied with it in a nib, but I really love the way it looks for the art, for splatters and on the page. So I'm caught up on this page, and we'll go right into the ink journal. I was going to say too, I set up to do this video with my new phone, but I hadn't really fully prepared because it doesn't have the same jack for the microphone, so I'm going to have to do a little bit more. Thank goodness it's not a complete like death of the old phone yet. It's just near death. It's on life support, but it's still working for us because I still remember those days of not having an actual microphone. And yeah, I tend to yell anyway, but still, I don't really want to do that to you guys. Anyway, here we are with day 7. And the splatters are gorgeous. They're just shimmery yumminess. Oh boy. This is really fun every morning to do this, you know, to like explore a different ink every day. Here's the chromatography. It had been a while since I've done this because in the past I kind of went overboard. I did daily videos, and for me, I don't know what it is, but I tend to end up really fried at the end of those. So I haven't done that in a long time. Let's see, new phone day. Yeah, that's when I actually picked up my new phone. And at first I was scared to death of it. Now it's like, oh, this is going to be so great. I don't even know how great yet because it's got so many good things. Let's see, I didn't write much about the ink, but I will say this ink has a lot of readability. It's maybe not, I don't know, it's not what I think of as a holiday color, but there is a lot of dark green in it, and it's gorgeous. There's no question about it. Let's see, I just don't know how not to talk about books and stuff in my writing. I did that instead of making helpful notes to myself about the ink. But I like it a lot, and I especially like it, you know, for splatters and the fact that you can read it so good. So I guess we'll keep that one right at that. And then, okay, then there was day 8. And of course, this is the color family that always gets to me because it's so bright and cheerful. You know, and the green did too, I have to admit, the Appletini. And that blue one that we started out with, the Bliss, which is around here, but this place looks like a ink machine blew up or something. But, you know, those bright colors really do have a nice mood effect. Hello, Coco. He's been napping literally all morning, and I started the video, and he's awake, ready to go. Oh, my goodness. We had an incident this morning, but he's okay. He just got kind of scared because the mailman was making a bunch of beep, beep, and, you know, deliveries, and scared him half to death, I think. Okay, so this was just a gorgeous ink, and at the end, I'm going to share with you all the comparisons that I was pulling out. But I will say now, last year's Party Time looks a lot like it, but it had a shimmer. So this is sort of like, if you don't want to bother with shimmer, here's this one. I'm liking it in the nib. I'm writing with it in my other journals too. And it's just excellent. I love it, and I can't wait to share the panel with you because that comparison panel can help us, you know, see exactly where it is. Okay, then the next day was the beautiful red that I still see as like a red-orange, and it really like whoosh, sirens on you. Over on Instagram, if you follow me over there, I've been putting up a 9 ink panel each day just as a comparison. Understanding, of course, that with lights, camera, and everything, I can't get it exact. I can't, you know, I just can't. But we're looking at them all evenly and fairly together, so that helps to place it in your ballparks. And I've had a little bit of feedback that it's helpful for some people, so you can also head over to inkswatch.com, but we don't have these up yet. I haven't given them to Matt yet, so we'll get there. We definitely will get there. I will get there eventually. I don't like to spoil them at all, so to try to do multiple shipments, it doesn't make sense. I'm going to send them all at the same time. I said this was a typical ink in terms of no water resistance. Letter and card writing is nearly caught up. See, that didn't help me. I should be doing inky notes, but I think I've just given myself permission this year to just do whatever. It helps for me to see how that reacted with the water brush. Oh, Coco, no. Oh, poor guy. He just cannonballs himself up here. And then, like yesterday, he broke one of my snowmen, but it was repairable. The whole head of the snowman came off, and Manuel had to fix him. But he just, like, he sleeps, and then as soon as I either talk or he knows there's something going to happen, you know. That's my cat, for anybody who's new here. He just took a dive right into the middle of everything. So I really like this one. It's a nice red. I think a lot of people will like it. And I liked it. And then day 10 is this Dusted Truffle, the shimmer, that was one that made me get out some of my tiles labeled odd because it was not really falling under any kind of category of typical brown, but it's pretty. It is really pretty. I mean, I can look at that on the, let me hold that up. Look at what that looks like on the Tomoe River paper. It is gorgeous. And I can just see that as a beautiful frame in your journal. It's just nice. And even in the splatter, well, of course, it's got the shimmer going for it too. So it's not just that color, but the color is, to me, it's kind of a little bit unique. And shoot, I don't have that panel. Well, we'll see. If we have time, that would be another good one to do. Because I have a lot of different ones to show you to compare that to, but I'm afraid the camera really distorts those colors. Anyway, we'll see if we can do that. I'm not sure. We've got the purple and the magenta come first, I think, in this one. Oh, this was some really good journal prompts from Simple Happy Zen, a lady from the Netherlands that I follow. She's really, really good, and it was sort of a you know, preparing in a positive way for 2023. Okay. Beautiful chromatography, too. And then, oh, I didn't splatter Appletini. Huh. I wonder what I was thinking. Here it is in the tile, anyway. And it is practically neon coming out of the camera here. It's brightening it up considerably. It really is. And we'll have to take that into account. Let's see. Oh, finally shook the headache. Maybe that was what was happening. Because this is a nice color. And it goes right in with my other favorite. I'll just show you that real quick. My favorite is actually Colorverse Supernatural. So I will compare that. Colorverse Supernatural, I know, has a little bit, quite a bit more readability in a nib. So that's where I like this one better. But this one may be getting hard to find. And there are some others like Diamine Kelly Green. Whoops. Oh, I didn't even catch him. He's walking right across. Keep going. Oh. Oh dear, I guess this is the Coco show. He just stole my chair, and I'm going to let him have it because he's my baby. But anyway, like I said, over on Instagram, you can get the full panels. And if you have a request, if anybody really wants to see a certain one, I'll just put it up as a photo here on the community tab. That I can do, but I didn't want to flood the community tab. So I haven't actually done that just automatically. I wasn't sure whether that would be a good idea. So next is today's ink. So this is the Diamine Memory Lane, and it's a gorgeous, kind of a lavender to me, and it's just pretty with all that shimmer. When I look in the bottom of it, let's see if we can do it. I don't know if we can. It looks... Yeah, it looked almost like a lavender shimmer or blue or something, but I guess that's what the ink makes it look like because there's a lot of silver in it, and it's just gorgeous, and it has a little bit of complexity. I really like it. Now, what was I going on about today? Oh, so I found another thing with some questions about 2022 that really kind of, it went in the opposite direction of the other one, so I had a little bit of a time thinking about some of the questions I ran across, but this is just gorgeous. It's got sheen, like a darker purple sheen, and it's got that beautiful shimmer. It's just fun. There's no way around it. So, whoops, I think Coco may have completely mangled our view here. Let's see if I had anything. I'm standing up now because, I mean, he stole my chair, and I feel bad because he was sleeping, and then the mailman woke him up because they brought some stuff, birthday stuff that was coming to me. This is a pleasant purple, dusty, shimmery. Yeah, I'm definitely preparing for 2023, trying to look over the good, the bad, and the ugly. Oh, some of it I don't even want to think about. But this is beautiful. Now, let's do what I'm the most enthusiastic about. Let's go over those two panels I was talking about real quick. I may have to get another chair. Okay, so I have Jingle Berry right in the middle. Let's see. That was day 8, I think. Oh my goodness. I don't have a great memory, but that was day 8. And it doesn't have shimmer or anything, but it's a gorgeous ink. And it's in such good company. I really wanted to share the panel with you because if you're looking at where it falls, it just really evokes these other inks like Fair Swell Press, Double Raspberry, and even the recent, the Hissy Fit. Now, having them both in a nib, I do find, because I have Jingle Berry in a broad, larger nib, the Twisby nib, and then I have Hissy Fit in a couple of different nibs, and I do find that the Hissy Fit is bright, just a little brighter. But they're both so gorgeous. I don't know that, gosh, they're both really, really pretty. And Califolio Andronople is another one of those really pretty ones. This one is a little more pinky. And Yamabudo, you can't go wrong with Yamabudo. You get a gorgeous gold sheen, and it's just a really, really special ink. But eventually, next year, they'll be coming out, I'm sure, with these in a bottle. So a lot of people like to kind of see, you know, where does it fall? And this was last year's magenta ink with a kind of a blue shimmer. And it was really impressive. I really liked that. But, you know, for me, for this color ink, I would rather just have the base color. That's just me, just a preference. But, and so I was really kind of excited about this one. I like it. This is just ballpark. You have to get a sample. I really think it's important to try to get a sample because they all act just a little bit differently. I actually have a page in one of my journals. Let me see if I can find that real quick. Well, it was this spread that I was thinking of, but this doesn't really help a lot. What will help more, I think, I'll hold it there just for a minute so you can look at it. It is fun to look at, but what I think will help more is to look at the just straight off the Hissy Fit compared with the Jingle Berry. And we can kind of put that. This is the Hissy Fit in a double broad, actually. But I think the way this number 6 broad nib works in the Serendipity, you know, in the beginning like that is a very good place to compare. If you see, they're both very bright and nice. I think the Hissy Fit may have just a slight brighter tone maybe, but I was equally happy with both in a broad nib. So I was feeling like, wow, that's great, because if this isn't going to be available, and I'm not sure, I think it was limited, then that's kind of exciting. Even though we have all these others, oh my gosh, I need serious help. But if I do, then I know I'm not the only one. So okay, I'm going to set up the purple panel so that we can look at the memory lane in comparison to some others. Okay, I think I'm lucky I have a place to sit at all, because Coco's looking at me like, what are you doing? Here we are in the middle with memory lane. And of course, this one has the shimmer. And the only other one here that has shimmer is Dominant Industry Dawn, which Pen Friend CS sent me a sample of that. So thank you. They're not exactly the same, but they certainly fall in kind of the same ballpark, I think. And then the one it really reminded me of at first when I was putting it down was Diamine Amazing Amethyst. But then I see that there's quite a bit of difference there in between the two. In fact, it seems like base color-wise, wow, I don't know if I can say, though, that it looks like Muddy Crown, because, yeah, it kind of does. In a nib, it's genuinely probably closer to Muddy Crown than Amethyst, but that's still something you'd have to take and work with samples and see. But those complexity that comes through is really reminiscent. Same thing, really, this is much lighter, the Little Robina from Ferris Wheel Press, and the Robert Oster Viola was way too light in a nib for me, where this one I can read it really well. So it's interesting. And this is like a control, or whatever, I was going to say control freak, but no, it's just, you know, it's a lavender, and it's soft and everything, but it's way out there. It's a purple, but, and then Spotted Sun Orchid kind of was reminiscent in a way too. So it was just for fun, but I really like to do this. I like to compare them and kind of also do a reality check on what I already have and things like that. Mostly these I have all in samples, but I have a little bottle of this. Yeah, so, and half a bottle of the Muddy Crown, so that's cool. Okay, so I'm going to get the main page back out, because I wanted to kind of test myself and see if I've got a new favorite or not. Boy, I walked away and that red was my favorite last time. Let's look at it. It's getting harder to choose like a favorite. Let me make sure if we can get this straight. So last time Spiced Apple was just winning my heart totally, and it is. It's quite a festive color. Beautiful, and I just really enjoyed it. Let's see what it was on that day 5 that was so. Oh yeah, it's pretty dramatic. I mean, it's gorgeous and super reactive with my water brush, which is another criteria. I love it when that happens. And then when you get all that kind of shimmer and sheen and everything, it's just really delightful. Oh, he's poking me now. Oh, Coco. Oh my goodness. It's like bringing your child to work, you know. Only he lives here, so poor thing. All right, focus, Chris. Well, I really like the Jingle Berry, but I have a lot of happiness in that ink category. And even if it hadn't come my way, I'm totally covered in that color, so it doesn't take over the spiced apple. Oh boy. Oh, and we were talking about the dusted truffle. I never did do that. What are we at? 20 minutes. Oh dear. Well, you know, I didn't have exact matches by any way, but oh, it's a bunch of green inks. Wow, it must have been like really dark that day. I don't see how that has anything to do with what I'm doing except for maybe these two. Huh! Oh my goodness. I'm talking about, I talked a little bit about trying to do dusted truffle. I wonder if I picked up the wrong comparison ones, but no, because this did at first seem like it had green in it or something, but let me see. I'm like having an experience out here all by myself. Dusted truffle, day 10. Can tell this may be hard to classify color-wise. Is it green? Well, it sure doesn't look green now that it's all dried, right? So, yeah, that was just one of those tricksters. So, but I'm looking at these and I don't see how it's better lighting today and I get all these green. It's like, whoa, okay, colorblind. So these are the ones. We can just look at them just right here. Whoops, this is our ink of the day. That's some comparisons around. Actually, that Birmingham Antique Sepia really reminds me of it. I remembered in a nib too. This is, you know, greener, and this is definitely got shimmer, but it's got gold shimmer and it's green and everything. So it's down to like, I think, to these two. That's why I thought that panel was a little weird. But anyway, it was fun. It's a lot of fun when an ink kind of surprises you, and also when it plays, you know, mysterious like that. I just love it. Nothing much that I like more. So I don't know. The spiced apple is still high on my list because I do like a deep red like that, and then with that beautiful shimmer, you know, for Christmas. Like I like this artwork here, and this, I use this for the lettering for the 2022. The spiced apple. So I guess nothing has really bumped the spiced apple yet, although these others have been a lot of fun. So that's it so far. And we've got 12 days down, so we'll meet again, let's see, after the 18th or on the 18th, depends on what's happening. And then probably there'll just be one more. So there'll be 2 more videos and all. But it's just for fun. And I hope that you got something out of it. Or if nothing else, just something to laugh about or get some inspiration. Thank you for joining me. And there's a lot of people doing a lot of neat things out there with daily videos and posts on Instagram. And that part is really fun too. Even though I've been super busy, I have tried to peek in and look at what people are up to. And it's a lot of fun. So I will see you next time. I have a terrible feeling I'm forgetting something I wanted to talk about. I already said that I need the microphone. I had the camera all set up. I had a great shot, and it actually has really nice lighting, the new camera on the phone. But I do need to make sure that the microphone gives you at least enough to hear what I'm saying. So we're looking into that right now to see. It's a different port. It doesn't have the same kind of a little connector. So I got to see what I can do. I may have something, but it's a great big clunky thing, and oh dear. But I will be working on that. Hopefully it'll intersect before this phone does its final, you know, kicks over. And I'll see you next time. Thank you very much for being here. See you in the comments. Bye for now.